We
All
starting.
right. All right, here we go. This should be fun.
Should be. Oh, this flag wants to say otherwise, though. Ooh, you didn't tech. Most people tech there. Oh, I already noticed something. You're jumping. A lot. See, you just died there because
Oh
you jumped.
God.
You need to stop double jumping.
Okay.
Notice that immediately. Yeah, your Punisher is definitely not super optimal there. Stop jumping. Oh, wait. Yeah, I need to start.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's something I learned from DK Will. But you just went low that whole time. You could have went high a lot there. But you just
Off
kind
the
of messed
ledge.
up. Yeah, like you messed up, and it allowed me to basically just kill you. Yeah, yeah. You see right there. Stop jumping. You gotta stop jumping. That's like the biggest habit here that I'm noticing so far. That's like the most
Okay.
immediate habit. Most people will find that habit like just instantly. They're like, "Oh, you jumped there. You're probably just gonna jump here too."
Right. Okay. And that's just, I guess, like jumping to get away, or
Yeah, like jumping to get away, jumping in disadvantage. Like they're like, "Oh, I hit you and you jumped." How about this time I hit you and then instead of going for my true combo, I kill you.
right.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So you have to mix up. Do you know what all of your options are in disadvantage?
Not exactly, no.
Well, do you know what the base options are here?
Um, I guess would be, I mean, shield, right?
No, no, no. In disadvantage, do you know what disadvantage is?
Humor me.
It's when I do this. It's when I do this. Now you're in disadvantage, and I'm in advantage state. You see?
Yeah, I guess I don't know what my options are then.
Yeah. When you're like above me or like out here and I'm on stage, or if you're like in a tech situation, that's disadvantage.
Okay. Right.
Now, the main area here
Yep.
that you are not mixing up is when you're above me and when you're off stage here.
Okay.
You keep jumping a lot. You see, what your options here are. You're able to either jump away, which you've been doing a bunch. You
Yep.
can air dodge to the ground. So
Okay. Yep.
if you get yourself out of tumble, you can like by throwing out a quick move. Then you can like
Right.
fast fall air dodge. You know, but
Right.
that's a separate thing. Or you can attack. Those are those are the three like most basic options.
Okay.
Is attack, air dodge, jump.
Okay.
As Joker, you have an extra fourth option, that being Rebel's Guard. Rebel's Guard.
Right.
If I don't read the Rebel's Guard, and if I don't just read the Rebel's Guard, then you just get Arsene for free.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Sure.
Rebels Guard right here. Arsene.
Right. Okay. And basically because I'm countering, I can kind of control that space, right? Because they can't really
Of course.
do much if I'm
Yeah,
holding.
yeah, yeah. But like only do that when you think that your opponent's gonna try hitting you. But
Right,
because
because they
like
could bait it out.
they can very easily just treat it like an air dodge and just grab you or
Okay.
just hold this. You have to be
Okay.
able, you have to learn what your options are and how you can mix them up.
Okay. So yeah, I guess if I'm up here, I could do the guard. But then I guess what would another option be? Would I just like fall down and maybe like back air or
If you're right
try?
here, well, what you're most when you're right here, you're mostly going to be forced to shield. Like
Right.
you're mostly forced to shield because you're getting attacked. Some
Right.
characters have options that'll beat shield in the from the air, like command grabs, like Bowser side B, Incineroar side B,
Okay.
um,
Yep.
etc. So what you want to do is you basically just want to sit and shield and like wait for your opponent to mess up basically, or like wait for like some time where your opponent just does something laggy enough so you can just get away.
Right. Okay.
Like you fear right here, and I up air you.
Right.
You have plenty of time to simply just jump away here.
Right.
Or if I because like a lot of time I can like just hit up air up tilt on someone because they aren't
Right.
respecting my up air and just jumping away. Like sometimes they'll
Right.
try to like be like ooh and then they get hit by the up tilt.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I guess you're just controlling the space down there, trying to up air and waiting for him to do something.
Yeah, I'm like all right, so you're gonna jump away. How about I do this, or like I
Okay.
mean this or this, you know, or this. So like it yeah like so like I just have to read you.
Okay. Keep playing or
Yeah, let's keep one.
okay.
All right.
I guess I'll just work on jumping.
Yeah. Yeah. Judging by what you told me earlier about your GSP, I definitely thought I was thinking, well, your jumping habit probably doesn't come from you knowing, probably doesn't come from you just being like, I'm gonna jump here in a lot of situations. It probably came from you just not knowing what else to do.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. I think jump just seems like the safest option, and especially with Joker, it feels that way.
Yeah, like don't jump all the time. Like especially as Joker, actually. Well, actually no. Yeah, like just saving your jump in general is really helpful. Like that,
Right.
right there. Like you didn't jump immediately, so you were able to not die. Oh, you do a lot of random F smashes.
Sometimes that's missed input. I'm like trying to dash and it smashes.
Ah, it's probably lag then. It's probably just online then. Oh, you dash in quite a bit. Do you know how to tech that?
I do, but I don't have the timing down. I know you're supposed to shield right before you hit
Yeah,
the wall,
it's
but
much more difficult on Wi-Fi, especially on GameCube controllers.
should I not have grabbed there and just moved?
One second. Hey, Jude,
Yep.
Jude, go to your closet. My little brother is being obnoxious. Um, it's distracting me.
No worries.
What were you saying?
I was above here, and then I used my guard, and then I went for a grab.
Mm. Oh, like, so like you used the guard and realized that you messed up, so you tried to grab me?
I was just using the guard, and I guess just like instinctively went for the grab. But I guess should I just? I guess what should I be expecting you to do in that situation?
Expect me to grab, so spot dodge. Expect me
Okay.
to grab you. Expect me to try grabbing
Oh,
you, but like
whoops.
if you do the Rebels guard, like if you do that Rebels Guard, like you're probably gonna get punished almost no matter what you do.
Right.
So
Okay.
the best way to deal with it is to just not do it. It's just not to get yourself put in that situation.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm good. Oh shit.
When you think to jump, think I should be doing literally anything else right now.
Okay.
Like when
It's
you're
gonna be a
like
hard one for me.
jump, like when you're like jump, 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 jump. Think, huh? How about I do literally anything else?
Okay.
You know, like an air dodge, or like even like sometimes you just even like try going for an air.
Yeah, I feel like I need to use the nair more.
Yeah, or like react to what side your opponent's on and try to like bear or fair. You know, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Gotta
Okay. Think
gotta
about different
keep
options and mix it up.
yeah. You gotta have your options on kind of a wheel. Like you spin the wheel, and then that's the option that you choose. Because in disadvantage, that's really how you get out of it most of the time. You spin the wheel and hope that you're right. Mm. I could have killed you there, but I didn't with DKO.
Yep. Okay.
Do you know how to mash
Mash.
out of grabs?
No.
The best way to do it is to use the stick. You just roll it around basically.
Oh, okay. So those count as inputs.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
Those all count as inputs, and it's the most optimal way to do it. Like try to mash out of the grab now. Try to mash out of the grab.
Okay.
See how much
Yeah.
faster that is?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That'll change things.
Yeah, it's like if you've ever been dying to DK cargo forward throw at like 70, that's why.
Mm. Whoa, that was a. I did not know the grapple went that way.
You gotta learn the range at which your recovery works.
I didn't know it worked under the level like that. That
Yeah,
was weird.
it's just part of knowing stuff.
Nope.
You don't ever try to go for grabs, like ever.
Yeah, I think that's because I'm like shell shocked from getting hit first.
Yeah, you need to
But
like stop pressing buttons, basically. Like that's just something that just I notice a lot. Is that like my students just they just press buttons. Most of them, they press buttons, and that's like the main thing I tell them to not do. It's like you need
yep.
to stop. Like you need to think, child. Because if you go for a risk, you have to be thinking, huh? Is the risk worth it? If this works, will my
Right.
opponent die? If yes, it might be worth the risk. If not, then probably don't do it, even if you know what your opponent's gonna do. Like if I'm like, all right, if I'm like, if I uppy here, sometimes I'm just like, if I uppy here, will my opponent be put in a bad enough situation to die?
Right.
And then I'm like, well, yeah, they will be in a really bad position, and they'll probably die if I edgeguard them right. And then I do the uppy, and even if it misses, like at least it was worth the risk.
Right. 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 Okay.
You have to be able to kind of be like, quickly assess risk reward, basically, which you can't always do because we're human, because we're stupid monkeys.
Right.
You see, you decided to air dodge there. You see, you just yeah, you decided to just not double jump there.
Oh, yep. So I got okay. So when I'm on the ground and you're charging me, what's like the best way to get away from you? Is it still jumping
It's
or
if I'm running towards you, you have a few options here. One, you
yeah,
could the first option is to obviously shield. Like your first option is to shield.
right? Okay.
Um, your second option is to jump away. Your third option is to spot dodge, and your fourth option here, the roll is an option, but you normally don't want to roll. But like
I think that's another habit I need to break.
yeah, you don't roll that much. But like one other thing you could do that you almost never that you don't do is like when I'm approaching you, you don't just like stuff out my approaches because you can do that very easily sometimes. Like if you're like, oh, you're gonna run towards me and you're gonna wait for a little bit. You're gonna wait for in that little bit of time where you think I'm gonna wait before doing something. You could just be like
Right.
dash tech or like grab or like anything.
Yeah. Right.
And then
Okay.
if you're like, oh, you're gonna go into the air, you're not gonna back air me until you're gonna wait until you get close to the ground to back air me. So how about I just do an instant back air or like an instant fair or an instant up air in order to just stuff your jump out, and now I am in the right, and now I'm in a good position.
Right. Okay. Okay. And that's kind of the strategy I should be taking with DK, right? Just kind of keeping that space and then making
Yeah,
you approach because he's super strong up close.
yeah. Well, no, DK isn't even really that strong up close. Here's the thing about DK. This is my fastest CQC option. This is frame 5. That means it's very slow in terms of like when it comes to jabs, it's actually very slow. Like your jab, I think is like frame 2 or 3. Like if we jab at this, that's your F tilt. If we jab at the same time, you will win 100% of the time. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
y- that and just from here, I think like you could probably do. You might be able to do a cut. That's why like I want to keep you like here. I want to keep you like right here. This is like the
Right.
perfect range to keep you at because here I can threaten I can like here I can threaten. I'm gonna go over here for a second. I can threaten this.
Right.
I can threaten this, and I can threaten this as well as this.
Right.
I can threaten you with a bunch of options while still pressuring you with this thing. This is massive. You have to. This is an unreactable launcher that you have to jump over. If you
Right.
do
Okay.
not hard read this, you will get smacked or you'll get hit or your shield will get hit and you can't punish me.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, and then you could also camp me. Like you can also camp me. You never tried to camp. You never even attempted to camp me. Like you never like used that or like just trying to run away. You never really tried to like run away effectively. Like you
Okay.
kind of just approached and pressed buttons and I just kind of took advantage of that because I'm DK. DK is like the ultimate mash check.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's keep this going.
Okay. All right. Yep. Yep.
See, you jumped and you almost died, but I messed up there.
No. Oh, damn
Well,
it.
okay, you did die actually because you jumped.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, you need to work on your advantage state really badly. Because I should not be getting at a disadvantage for free as DK, especially against Joker. I should like you are essentially letting me out for free.
Is that just near the ledge or
And
controlling
pretty
the
much
stage?
anywhere. Like if you hit me, and then I'm just yeah. Like you see, like you see, like now I'm on stage for free. Like you
So
just
should
kind of
I just
you
back up
didn't.
and
Yeah.
then
No, no,
control
no,
the
no, no, no.
stage?
What you want to do here is you want to pressure me safely. You see, like if you're on a platform or like if you're above me, I want to kind of be doing this. I would want to be doing this, trying to I would be threatening an up air. You see, if you're like right here, like right here. Um, I would want to be kind of doing this. I'd reacting to your options because this is kind of like an option select. Like if I do, if I do this and you air dodge from here. I do this. I'm afraid tramp you. Yeah.
Right.
If I do this and you jump away, well, you're still above me, and I can continue, and I can just chase you.
Right.
If I do this and you do nothing, then I hit you.
Right.
So it's all about like safe, patient pressure here. Uh, I'm not 100% sure about what all of Joker's advantage state can do, though I do know
Sure.
that you generally want to be pressuring with up airs, and like you hit an up air, you keep hitting the up air, and you just keep them pressured with up air basically. Like up air is like your main pressure tool, and then if and then you can also react with back air or fair if they go
Right.
like in front of you or behind you, and then off stage just down air, especially DK. Like DK, you can just down air. Yeah, at least you have Arsene. If you don't have Arsene, then yeah, you have to kind of back air and like you have to kind of like it's kind of just a battle of attrition here, where you
Yeah.
just where like it's like basically like, am I gonna die first or am I gonna get or are you gonna mess up first? Like
Right. Yeah. I guess what I've been trying to do off the ledge with him is just try and control space with back air.
yeah, like you shouldn't be trying to just try controlling space with the back air because that's like there's this concept called option management. Where if you're just doing this like it doesn't matter how good this option is, which it's a good option. It doesn't matter how good this option is.
Right.
There is a way to punish this.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you do not want to be doing this, even if it's something as simple as like, all right, I'm gonna just move forward and I'm just gonna move a little forward a little bit. You know,
Right.
like that's still a punishment. Like stage control is always like taking stage control was always gonna be a punishment on your opponent's part. All right, now let's keep playing.
Right. Okay. These are good tips.
Of course they are. They're coming from me. Are you in the Joker Discord?
No.
You should join that. I'm gonna send you the link after the session.
Okay.
Also send you some other links that I think would be useful to you
Okay.
once the session is over. Yeah, yeah. Like when I was just standing still and you were just kind of like mashing buttons, like it took you a little bit to realize I'm just gonna be standing still. Like
Yeah.
and it's like you should be more like instead of just being like da 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 da. You should probably just be like, all right, I'm gonna walk towards you. I'm gonna dash towards you. Are you gonna react to me dashing towards you? And if I do react,
Right.
you do nothing because you don't know what I'm gonna do. So you just have to kind of like you just kind of be like, oh, I'm just gonna dash back here, like possibly do like an Ahan. Um,
Okay. Just try and suss out the option, I guess.
yeah, like try to be like like something that like as DK like I want to sometimes be doing. I want to just dash towards you, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna jump if I dash towards you, up air, that sort of stuff.
Right.
Like
Oh, no, right there. Damn it.
and yeah, sometimes you don't want to like recovering low is like your last it's like your last it's like your last last resort. Like if you do not want to recover low most of the time, at least with up B, because that's like a very free ed. That's like a super free spike if your opponent has one.
Okay.
We're nearing halfway through the session. Do you have any questions so far?
Um, no, I mean, you've been kind of explaining things as we go, so it's been good. Yeah.
Yeah. Banana Joker.
Love it.
Yeah. I just killed myself. You see, like I was just kind of playing like a sort of defensive reaction based style, and I was beating
Right.
out pretty consistently until I killed myself. You jumped there. I could have killed you very easily for that.
Shit.
Yeah, you get. Yeah. Now that I'm starting to like play more patient here, yeah, I'm starting to like the fact that you're just pressing buttons is so much more apparent that you're you're clearly like not. Do you know of this concept called overshooting and shadowing? Like, do you know what overshooting
Yeah.
is?
No.
Well, you see, you're right here. Like you're right here. But you're
Right.
not. But you want to not be. But like you, as the defender, are probably not going to be right here as as an 800-pound gorilla is chasing you.
Right. Yeah.
So you, as the Joker, might dash back. So you might dash back if I do that if I move forward.
Right.
So I, as the aforementioned 800-pound gorilla, may think you are going to dash. You're going to dash away. So instead of just doing this, which would hit you, which would hit you if you do nothing,
Right.
dash back. I'm going to do this. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't
Yep.
dash
Yep.
back,
Yep.
but like, yeah. Dash back. I'm gonna as soon as I start approaching you, dash back.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that instead. And that's gonna hit
Right.
your dash back. This also applies to things such as jumping backwards. Like if I think you're gonna jump backwards, I'm gonna just do this, or I'm gonna do
Right.
this. You know,
So basically, G just being like one more step ahead,
yeah.
essentially.
It's
Yeah.
essentially that's kind of what it is. It's kind of just being like, all right, it's kind of reading a defensive option in a way. It's like
Yeah.
treat it like you're reading a shield and trying to grab me. Like yeah, like if you think I'm gonna shield, you would grab. You think I'd shield, you'd grab me, right?
Right.
So if you think I dash away, why not try to do the thing that beats dash away, which would probably just be dashing forward a bit more and like grabbing or like doing a
Right.
fair one or like going forward a bit more.
Right. Yeah. 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 I think that makes sense. I mean, I guess when you're thinking about like holding down space, do you just, I don't know, think about where you are and just like a range around you of like where you could get attacked and where you can attack? Is that
The way I see it, when I'm trying to hold space, I'm trying to think of what my opponent's what my opponent like. I'm trying to think of the range around my opponent
right?
in my own range. Thinking,
Right.
all right, so my opponent can attack me from like let's say I'm DK, so like I can attack you from here, or I can attack you
Right.
from like yeah I can attack you from like there.
Right.
So you would want to keep that sort of range in mind, and like as Joker, you could very easily punish me for attack for trying to do that, and I whiff like that.
Right.
So you want to keep in mind what your opponent's range is and how and like what your opponent is able to do, like how your opponent interacts with those ranges and how you can punish those attacks or those
Right.
options. Like if I'm in the corner, I don't have that many options. I have like like I can roll, I can try to jump over you, and I can try to like retreat to ledge, which is a really bad position most of the time.
Okay. Yep.
So you want to be like, all right, so there's no way. So he's literally in. It's literally impossible for him to dash back, or he's off stage.
Right.
Like, so how about instead of trying to cover dash back, I cover like this little area where like this will cover like him rolling or him,
Right.
trying to like do
Jumping
a
or
quick
yeah.
burst option, etc. Or maybe I want to do this, which will cover his jump, put him off stage more.
Right.
So you want to think, what is my opponent able to do here, considering their position as well as mine?
Sure. Yeah. Right. Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Let's keep playing.
Go.
Yeah, you almost died because you jumped there. You just stop jumping.
Because I jumped off the ledge, or
No, you jumped after a back air, I think. Or dash tech, one of the two. Like you jumped. I saw that. I know that you double jumped because I saw a double jump particle. That means you're mashing jump basically. You seemed like you're mashing jump somewhat.
I think I potentially have a habit of like trying to attack from above.
Yeah, yeah. Try just stay grounded. Just stay on the ground. Just like be like, all right. How about instead of jumping, I just don't. How about I just use like a dash it? Because like that's probably a habit you get from playing Joker. Because Joker's main like really good attacks come from the air.
Right.
But he also has ground options, like dash attack is a pretty decent burst option. It doesn't really lead to much, but it's a decent burst option that works. Down tilt is an option that you can use as well. It's also a pretty decent burst option, and it kind of sort of leads to stuff. Up tilt's a pretty good anti-air, and then F tilt can kind of stuff my approaches. So even if you forego jumping, you still have a decent set of tools to deal
Right.
with, yeah, to deal with in neutral. You want to learn how to. Are you dead? Oh, you fell out.
Nope.
You fell out. I'm sad. DK sucks. Fix DK. There we go. Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna just dash at you because you're gonna grab
Yeah. Right. That's. I
because you're
mean, it's super
bad.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess then maybe what I need to work on is just being a little bit more defensive and, or I
yeah.
guess being more selective in how I'm attacking because I feel like sometimes I'll be spamming the dash attack like too much, and then they're just reading that, shielding, and then punishing me.
Well,
Um,
I mean, okay,
when I
that's not
need to
really a
just
read.
be
That's more of like you're probably gonna do something that my shield will beat. Like,
right.
it's less of a read and more just option coverage. Essentially, it's essentially option coverage.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So like a read on your dash attack would be you're gonna dash attack, so I'm gonna jump over it and use my strongest combo starter.
Okay. Okay.
Also, do you know how to do drag downs as Joker?
Yeah, I've been practicing in training, but haven't really worked on or tried them in matches much.
Yeah, yeah. You should really work on like implementing combos into your gameplay. Like, there's a couple setups that I have that like I just couldn't do. Like, I wasn't able to do this before. Like until I just like been like, all right, I'm just gonna do that a lot in games.
Right. I mean, I've definitely practiced a few combos with him, but every time I do, usually the grab combo or up air, it just does not work how I
I
want
mean
it.
that's I mean sometimes you can just be like, all right, yeah, that was lag. But like most of the time, unless like you have like really bad, like most of the time, unless you have like really bad delay or you have a stutter in between your combo, you won't really it won't be lag. So that just means that you just have to keep going for it more. You jumped. Stop mashing jump.
Should I just go lower, go
Try
low
going
there?
low. Like try going low more. Like try just stopping the jumping somehow, some way. Just do something other than jump. You don't even necessarily have to go low. You just need to stop jumping.
Yep.
It's like instead of jumping, just do literally anything else. Like you just waited there. Like, you waited there rather than just jumping into my attack. Yeah, like you clearly like you didn't react to just hitting the fair. You were like, did I hit it? You have to be confident in your reactions. Of course, you can't. Of course, it's much more difficult on Wi-Fi, but it's possible. Yeah, you're the first person I've seen try to jump out of that.
Really?
Yeah, like nobody else has ever
That's
thought to jump out of that.
no. Why did I smash?
Then again, that's probably just a product of your jumping habit here. Once you get rid of the jumping habit, you're probably gonna start taking that again randomly because you're like, oh no, I shouldn't be jumping here. You got to learn when to use your options, basically.
Okay.
You gotta,
I guess the timing on the tech. I mean, what should I be looking for there? Because I don't tech. Like I should be teching. I
yeah,
don't.
you like when it comes to teching. If you press the shield button, there's a time frame of 11 frames, but it's like 11 you either on the frame that you hit the ground or 11 frames before you hit the ground. One of those two, or both. I'm not 100% sure which, but you have like you have 11 frames here to tech at least. Do you know what 11? Do you know what that means? In
Yeah,
terms of
it's a
like
third of a
timing,
second.
huh?
Third of a second.
No, 11 frames is a little over a sixth of a second there.
Oh, because 60 frames. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
right. Gotcha.
yeah. There's about 20 minutes left in the session. Do you have any questions?
Um, I guess for Joker and like ledge guarding,
Le- do
what
you
should I be
do you
thinking
mean
about?
ledge guarding as in keeping me from the ledge, or ledge guarding as in keeping me on the ledge?
Keeping you off the ledge.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if you're off the stage, like I
yeah,
knocked
yeah,
you
yeah.
off, basically like
Yeah. As DK, as versus DK in particular, like this isn't gonna be like super universal. Like this is
sure.
as versus DK in particular. You know, I'm gonna actually I'm just gonna use DK as an example. DK, his main weakness in recovery is the fact that he doesn't really have a lot of priority on his up B, at least above
Yeah.
it, like up like slightly. If you go above him and like slight to the if you go like to the side slightly above him, he doesn't really have a hitbox there or like any sort of invincibility there. Like you go
Yeah.
there, you just hit him. You can just hit him very easily. You can't hit his hands because that's where the invincibility is.
Right.
But like if you go above him, you can hit him very easily. So like, what do you do? Well, you either A, try if you have Arsene, you're like, oh, you are going to up B right here, so I'm gonna place my down air right here, probably where you will be, and you're gonna get hit
Right.
by the down air, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're DK. Or if you don't have Arsene, you try to back air me when you were slightly above. When you were slightly above me and trying to like just back air. Just hit the back air button. Like worst
Yep.
case scenario, you get hit by the up B and you can still punish me for hitting you.
Right.
Um,
Should I be trying to jump off the ledge as quickly as possible or kind of cling onto the ledge and wait for you to close distance?
what you want to do is it's situational. Sometimes,
Sure, sure.
uh, versus some characters such as Palutena, you want to stay on the ledge and react to a teleport. Like you want to be like, oh, how about, or
Right.
maybe you just want to stay on stage and react to a teleport. This is like, all right, you're Palutena. You are going to teleport. Like I see that you're going to teleport. I see that you're teleporting. So I'm going to just jump down air, and that's going to hit you because Palo sucks. Um, or you're DK. You're way out here. You have to up B. I'm just gonna wait, and I'm gonna down air you.
Right. Okay.
It's yeah. Like if
I
I'm
guess when in doubt, should I be as Joker like trying to like hang off the ledge and kind of guard
when
that way, or should really?
if you have no idea what you're doing, the safest thing you can do, the safest thing you can do is to just stay on stage and try to ledge trap rather than try to edge guard. This is, of course, versus some characters, this isn't very preferable. And in a lot of situations, you want to be edge guarding because that edge guarding will lead to stocks.
Right.
Um, but if you think, well, edge guarding here will probably won't work, and it may actually even get me killed here. So how about I just kind of stay on stage and chill? Be like, all
Yep.
right, all right, now you're on the ledge. I'm Joker, so I have really good ledge trapping, and I can just stay right here and react to whatever you're doing. You know,
Right. Okay.
you do
Yep.
this, so I'm just gonna do this on reaction because I'm Joker. Um, that's what you should be thinking.
Okay. That makes sense.
Hmm. All
All
right,
right.
let's keep going.
Yeah. So,
Is this your first time on Proguides?
yeah. First coaching session. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice site.
Yeah, our coaches are pretty good. We have people that have actually been coaching since like the beginning of Ultimate, like Fruit Loops
Oh wow.
and Indestructible. Oof.
Uh,
Yeah. Did you hold shield there or?
yeah. I was holding shield, and
Yeah.
then I let him.
It shield pokes sometimes. Like it rarely. Yeah, and then sometimes you just fall out because lol eject your hitbox. Yeah. Yeah. I tried to react and side B there and armor through you, but I messed up probably because either A Wi-Fi or B I just didn't react at the right time.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna
Sometimes
happen.
that'll
Yep.
just kill you. So like randomly, something like that. That sets up for edge. That's a very good way to just send you straight down. So you have to be careful off stage. You have to be very careful. You have to save all. Like ideally, you want to save all your resources. Like when you're in disadvantage, you want to save every single one, or every single resource that you have until you it's you getting edge guard. Oh, my dad just arrived. Awesome.
Yep. 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 God damn it. Oh shoot.
Yeah. You don't roll a lot. You really don't. Like you said you roll a lot, but you really don't. Like that roll was actually pretty decently smart. Yeah,
Yep.
you could have
Jumping.
definitely air dodge there. Be like, all right, I'm gonna air dodge here. Just do a neutral air dodge, and then be like, all right.
Okay.
I don't remember if you double jumped or not there, but if you saved your double jump, you could have almost certainly made it back. If
Right.
at least if I messed up. If I didn't mess up, you were probably dead no matter what you did. But
Right. Because I was just too far off.
yeah, because sometimes the best thing to do is just pray to God. Um,
Okay.
just pick a god and pray, pretty much.
Yeah. There's a ton. Just pick one.
Yeah. And that's just really just that's kind of sometimes the best that you can do. And sometimes it works because I don't know, because people mess up. Yeah, yeah. Nair wasn't the best option there, but you definitely had the right idea of just not jumping. Yeah, again, like you just didn't jump, so you succeeded. Yeah.
Oh
If you
yeah.
mash really hard, I actually can't punish you even at like a 100. If you mash really hard, But it's pretty hard to mash that hard, actually. I think there's like one person in the entire world that's able to do that, or maybe two.
Mm.
Oh, I just killed myself. Um, I'm gonna start playing a little more reactionary again here. Just see how you deal with this.
Damn it.
Ah,
God damn it.
yeah, that was not very good.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you need to learn how to tech that because like if you don't, then you can just die. Cause yeah. The best way to learn tech timings here is just set is like if you go to training mode and you set the CPU
Yep.
to you know how to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, set it to F smash, and then just practice the tech. Just practice being like, I'm gonna tech here. You see, you weren't really doing much. You were kind of like just being like, I'm gonna, yeah. Well, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? You're kind of
Right.
you're doing the scary movement, which is a good thing a lot of time. Sometimes a lot of time you actually want to do the scary movement just to kind of freak him out.
Right. Oh,
That was yeah. That came off as a critique. That was more of like a yeah, you did this correctly.
gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, obviously the no jumping is helping a little bit. Just giving me a little bit more space.
Yeah. You know, sometimes the best way that you can punish me for retreating, like if I'm doing this, like sometimes the best way you can punish me for doing this is to just run forward and just shield and be like, all right, now you are in the corner. What are you gonna do? You're in the corner.
Right.
Sometimes that's the best way you
Forcing
can
them
punish
that
them.
first.
Yeah, you don't really let trap on reaction there. You want to start like just staying there, like being like, all right, like try reacting to what I do here. Oh,
Okay.
okay. If I don't kill myself first, like try reacting to what I do here. It might be pretty hard because it's Wi-Fi, but try. Yeah, don't do
no.
that. Just don't. Try just reacting to me doing something, like and just punish me with like a grab or like anything. You can punish me with anything, like like that. This can be pretty hard to punish, but like if you read what your opponent's gonna do, it's pretty easy. Like just react.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to react not only to what option, not only to like when I do an option, you have to react to what option, and all of them are easily reactable because they all have like visual cues like that. This is a
Right.
cue. Yeah, you try to punish my jump. You really, and when I do this, sometimes you don't have to punish me because I'm above you and you're
Right.
Joker. Like,
Just hit him with that.
just keep in mind, just know what. Sometimes you have to know what options you don't have to cover
Right.
because either A, it's almost impossible to execute. You know, for example, there's a cargo sticky walk release counterplay that's like very difficult to actually pull off. So
Right.
you know, it's like it's weird. It's weird. You like have to like drift. You have to like drift in and like be like, and try to up you back or something like that. It's very specific, and you have to know to do that, and you have to be able to execute it too. If you think
Gotcha.
that your
Yeah.
opponent isn't able to execute that sort of thing, you don't have to cover it because well they can't do it.
Right.
Or when it doesn't matter whether you cover it or not, and try in reading it in like failing a read on it could get you punished. You know, like double
Right.
jumping, or like you don't have to read the double jump. You can just kind of stay here because they're still above you.
Right. Gotcha. So yeah, okay. Just be wait for their
Yeah, just yeah,
yeah. Wait for
play a
them to
little more
initiate, I guess.
reactively, obviously. Yeah, that was a really bad roll.
Yeah, that one was bad. That was a mash.
You see, I couldn't react to you doing that dash attack while I was walking backwards. Like I literally tried to react to the dash attack, but I couldn't.
Right, just because yeah, you just couldn't get a move out in time.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind everything that your opponent does is a commitment, and everything you do is a commitment. Even if you don't think it's a commitment, like this is probably like the least committal thing you could possibly do, but you could still be like, because your reaction
Right.
time is also kind of a sort of like startup.
Right, exactly. Yep. Should I never try and like come down on you from this top ledge right here?
What do you mean? Like try? Or you should never try to do this.
Like if you're down there, like what I try and do, and maybe it's where I get punished, is like I think I can get an attack off faster than you, so I'll
Oh,
drop and then
there's
try and
no
do
way
that.
in hell you can do that. There's no way. Because, especially if you're shielding. If you're shielding, you have 11 frames, which is a sixth of a second, as
Right.
mentioned earlier. 11 frames of shield drop. And then you have to actually drop down and do the attack, which can take even more
Right.
time. Your opponent, they can hard punish this. Try doing that. Like, try doing that.
Yeah, but,
Okay, yeah, that was a bit of that was something that was a mess up on my part. Try
here.
doing that.
Oh,
Yeah, and yeah, like, but you get the idea, right? Like, I can hard
yeah.
punish you. Not maybe not on reaction, especially since it's Wi-Fi, but I can hard punish you. You know, like something I like to do a lot because people like to do that is I like to do up air and then up smash because they normally like because they like to drop shield and be like,
Right.
ugh.
Right, and it's still safe for you because you're just kind of controlling the middle of the map. So
Well, it's not necessarily safe for me, but it just works because people are just that stupid. Because they do an option that they realistically should never be doing.
gotcha.
You see, you just kind of reacted to my get up attack and you did a fair one into a combo.
Yeah, that was nice.
And yeah, like I literally jumped right over your head and went back to center stage. That meant that you were just being a little bit shoddy at your ledge trapping there. Don't just throw out a move when you're ledge trapping because that's like it's like your opponent is literally just looking for you to do anything so that they can do their option and just invincibility through it. Like that. Like I just kind of
Right.
waited for you to do Nair and just invincibility through it. You have to be like, all right, I'm just not gonna do anything here. I'm just gonna wait for you to do something. And then
Right.
it comes, and then it just, And like I have to do something eventually because if I
Right.
try to grab the ledge too much, I just get punished
Right.
for it.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. Yep. Just be more patient, I guess, off the ledge.
Yeah, just be more patient in general.
Yeah, that's what you call missed input.
Yeah. Uh, we have enough time for one more game,
Yeah, that's good. Sounds good.
or maybe two, but one. Do you have any questions?
Uh, no, I mean, I think they just kind of come up as you see things. So no, not right now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure I'll have some after I think about it a bit, but
Yeah,
yeah,
just
none
take
right
this
now.
game to think about it, cause like I kind of don't have much else to tell you right now, unless
Well,
you
yeah,
ask me.
it's habits. Yeah. No, got
Ah,
locked in the
that
fucking gun.
happens.
Damn.
Shoddy ledge trapping obvious.
Damn it. Gotta stop that. Damn it.
Hmm. Yeah, that game mostly just came down to you making a lot of commitments and not really punishing my own commitments.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Is there any questions you have right now?
Nope. Yeah, not right now.
Well, if that's the case, then I'll actually I have actually we I have a little bit more time, I think. How about do you know how to improve? Do you know how to apply these things that I've taught you? Do you know how to do with this?
I mean, yeah, I mean a little bits with like just being patient and kind of just covering my space and playing more and just being aware of what options people can do. I guess the thing I struggle with is just like I practice a ton of combos and training, but then it like I just for whatever reason can't do them once I get to a match,
Yeah.
and
Do you
that's probably
know
just
why? Do you know how? I'm gonna ask. Do you know how to apply anything that things that you've learned?
yeah. Well, obviously like practice and just like being aware of that once you go into the match.
Well, it isn't really about practice. It's more so about consistently thinking to do something. It's consistently being like, stop doing this. Stop
Yeah.
it. What else can I do? Stop doing just do that. Like I'm going to do that instead of this. It's if it doesn't work, keep doing it until you realize when you can do the thing that hasn't been working and when you can do the thing that has been working.
Okay. Yep. Yeah.
Like when you implement something into your gameplay, it's obviously not going to work out because you were literally just implementing it into your gameplay. What you want, your goal here is to just do the thing, basically. Just do it.
Yep. Right.
You
Yeah.
want to just be like, I'm going to do this. If it fails, it doesn't matter. It's quick play. GSP doesn't mean
Right.
anything. It's quick play. So I'm just going to keep doing it. And then it's going to be like, huh. So if I do this here, I won't get punished. But if I do it here, I will get punished.
Right.
So how about I do it here and I try to avoid doing it here.
Right. Yep. Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. And I guess that's something like when I pick up a new character and I'm in training mode, I try and just like visualize that spacing like in training mode, but then once I get to the match, I'm like trying to like feel out that spacing and just trying to focus on that spacing and really trying to just like doing that thing. I
yeah,
don't know how else to explain it,
yeah.
but
What you want, yeah, like you want to do it too much, and then you want to stop doing it, and then you want to keep doing it too much, stop doing, like do it less, do it more,
right,
do it less, until you find that little area where it's like, yeah, I should be doing it that much in these specific scenarios.
right,
Just
right,
okay,
right, right,
so like I'm being too patient. How about I like start being way aggressive? Oh no, I'm being too aggressive. How about I start being a more patient, but less patient than I was? Then I'm like,
right,
okay, so like I'm still being too patient here. How about I keep going a more aggressive, but like not as
right.
aggressive as I was going?
Yep.
Probably like instead of just mindlessly running in, you start spacing safe aerials and start trying
Right,
to start trying to like do things like condition maybe.
right. Yeah,
That's what
just
that.
kind of set a range on the whole
And
situation.
then it's like, okay, I'm getting punished for like spacing my safe aerials and being aggressive that way. How about I dial back the defense a little bit? How about I dial back the aggression a little bit and start being just a little bit more defensive, and then start playing maybe a mid-range game, and then it starts working, and they're like, oh, it's starting to work now. Maybe this is
Right.
how I should be playing at least in this particular matchup, because matchups will obviously be different, and you'll obviously want to play differently in different matchups.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. No, I think this has been good just to like. I mean, I guess I kind of knew these things, but it's just good to just have someone like point them out to me.
Yeah, like it's okay. Knowing things, that's part of it, but it isn't the entire thing. You see,
Right.
when
It's
I was
application.
bad, I knew what I needed to do, but I had no idea how to do it. I hadn't I had like I knew how to play DK, but I never knew how to apply how to play DK.
Right.
So, and then when Ultimate came around, a couple months in, I started realizing, what if I just do the thing? What if I just keep doing this thing? And I keep trying and try through trial and error, keep trying to just figure out how this works and when it works and like what to
Yeah.
do. Like and
Yep. Yep.
you'll eventually find parts. You'll eventually hit a point where you're like, well, when I'm in the flow state, when I'm trying, like my highs are really high, but my lows are really, really low. That's because that your habits are bad. That's because you have bad habits. You need to
Right.
not only do you need to develop a good game plan and develop the ability to think through that game plan very well, you need to develop good habits so that when you are not playing at the very tippy top of your game, you
Right.
when you're not playing at the very top, you need to have good habits to fall back on in
Right.
order
Yep.
to be like, okay, so I'm not playing very well, but like I'm just going to let my habits do the work for me and it's going to work because my habits are much better than my opponent's habits.
Right.
But yeah, that's going to be the end of the session.
Cool.
So I'm going to end the session here.
Cool.
Because of the Proguides rules, I have to delete you off of my friends list.
Okay.
Um, a review would be much appreciated.
Sure.
Well, before we go, do you want to buy another session or do you want to just cut it off here?
I'll cut it off here. I'd like to just work on those things you were talking about,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm totally interested in doing another one for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, a review would be much appreciated.
Yep.
Um, and if you have any criticism, you can leave that in the review, and I'll read the criticism, and I'll see you possibly when you start another session, and I'm gonna send you the video as well as sending you other resources before I just get rid of you. Um,
I have one quick question before you go, if you don't
okay,
mind.
yeah. What's this question?
Do you, this is gonna sound really noobish, but like, do you have any like ways of practicing like clean controller inputs other than just being like trying fast falling, short hopping a
It's
ton
really
of times?
there isn't really an elegant way to try to just figure it out quickly. You really just have to keep doing it. And one thing to note, it's not about the amount of time per day that you practice something. It's
Right.
about the days that you spend the time practicing it. You have it has to be practice isn't really practice until you have actually until you have rested, slept, and just went through everything. And like you have to rest, sleep, and then practice again for that practice to actually take hold.
Right.
You have to
Right.
be
Right.
consistent. The consistency will always be out the short bursts. That's how you see people win tournaments more often. People will win more
Right.
tournaments more often if they're more consistent than if they have higher highs and lower
Yeah.
lows.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
All right, well,
Cool.
now I think it's time to end off.
Yep.
I'm gonna stop the recording right here, and then I'm
Cool.
gonna give you some resources that you might need.
Cool.
And all right.